stress over things like textbooks and tuition. And if you're anything like me, you probably stress over things like the essay you have to do that they assigned to you maybe a month ago, but you chose to do it the day before. Things like this are typical for us. We work hard, and we expect good results, and we want a higher education, and that's why we're here. It's unfair that we work so hard and imagine one day we make as much money as the person at McDonald's. For this reason, I feel that raising minimum wage is immoral and illogical, and it should not be raised. My preview points, first I will talk about why raising minimum wage is immoral. Secondly, I will talk about why it is economically illogical. And third, I will talk about solutions and alternatives we can do instead of raising it. So first, morally. Low-income jobs were typically made for someone around our age, people who wanted to work in fast food industries just because it didn't require that much skill and it was our first jobs. But because there are so many people who chose to not further their education, these jobs are being taken away from us. Morally, it's important to work hard at these jobs and strive to be better, and that way you can have a raise. And that should be the ultimate goal here, is to strive hard and work hard in order to get to a better outcome. But if a raise were to happen, these people would no longer feel motivated to continue working hard. They would feel content in their lifestyle. Another effect of raising minimum wage will be that a lot of people will be laid off because basically employers can no longer provide the money that it takes to house so many people and to employ so many people. Another thing that I would like to bring up is that it's important to realize that you can only do so much for yourselves, and a lot of these people, they feel that no one can help them and they can't help themselves. But the real question to ask is the government supposed to help us when we put no effort into helping ourselves? These people, a lot of them do not pursue an education and don't pursue a career or a lifestyle that would help them in their future. Instead, it's seen as more of like, maybe I can have government assistance. So, now we'll go on to economically, who it hurts. Well, economically, like I said before, teen unemployment is twice as high. And if teenagers cannot find jobs, then it's hard for them to gain experience and to understand how important it is to have certain skills and to be able to do certain things. Also, small businesses are hurt by 15 to 20% because of this. Like I said before, if people cannot employ their workers and cannot fully give them the money that they need for the work that is provided of them, their businesses will close down because they don't have the means to fund them. And less job offers. If there's 15 people working at a store and there's a wage increase, then less people will, that's less money for people. When it is, when there's a raise increase, and say you're getting paid $7 an hour, and the raise increase changes it to $10 an hour, where is this money coming from? People have to get laid off in order to get paid. So people have this conception that raising the minimum wage will better them in some way. They think it's going to take them from Compton to Bel Air, and it's not. Actually, if anything, according to certain studies, According to some studies, raising a minimum wage will actually hurt people in poverty more than it does good. The only people that it will really benefit are people in upper and middle classes, because majority of people who are looking for jobs are in poverty. And of course they can't get jobs when other people who didn't go to school are taking them. So solutions, what can be done? Well, first things first, increasing child tax credit for people of lower class with many children. This can help them because depending on how many children they have, it would actually lower the amount of taxes that they owe back to the government. Another alternative would be raising earned income tax. This would benefit not only lower class, but middle class as well. And it has been proven to help 94 million people in poverty and get at least 22 million people out, or at least somewhat out of a poor situation. Overall, another solution would be to go to school and get an education so you wouldn't have to worry about things like this. The government can only provide so much assistance for people. And the people who are asking for minimum wage, a raise in minimum wage, are the same people who actually get government assistance. And now, if they were to get a raise in the minimum wage, they won't even qualify for government assistance anymore. But they still wouldn't be able to provide for their families. So, another point I would like to bring about is that if these people are merely looking out for themselves, why aren't you guys looking out for yourselves? You guys are college students going to school, trying to better yourselves, and here are people who probably didn't even bother to finish high school, who are trying to take your jobs, trying to take your work experience, and affecting your overall outcome. Raising earned income tax was the #1 solution, and it is also approved by Obama, so that's helpful. Yeah, so I think it's just important to understand raising minimum wage actually hurts more for the masses than it does help the very few. So go to school and get an education and don't have to worry about things like this. And overall, just don't support the raise in minimum wage.